Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Decoded by I myself, Crypto. Well, it's not too much to decode given the weekend that we just had and we just witnessed in our division, along coupled with 10 days of rest to prepare for this game. Given that I guess Seattle didn't have to go 10 days, they were on a short because they played the previous Sunday, if I recall. So yeah, I'm gonna discuss some numbers, some few drives in the game to explain who gets assignments. There's no such thing as an absolute unless it's death and taxes. That's the only absolutes. But outside of death and taxation, you have to assign a percentage to it. So we got the assignment. What's up, Red, White, and Bills? Of 55-45. The offense is majority blame. Because last time I checked, in the game of math, anything above 50 plus one means a majority. So there you go. If I say 55, that means I'm still assigning majority blame to the offense. What's up, Joe Riss? What's up, Mountie Fins? And welcome, Kevin. See Kevin in there. And who else am I missing? Yeah, Mountie Fins. It's still kind of early for you, Mountie. So good morning to you in Hawaii. So given that you're still out there in the Hawaii 50 out there. So shout out to you. Yeah. So yeah, color. Just gonna go over little things about a few of these drives where the offense we know failed us, obviously from almost pretty much throughout the game. We had a few good runs here and there, but yeah, Jets game. We do think you guys are only temporarily ahead of us by one game. So enjoy your little one game lead in the division. That will be all evaporating here shortly. So you guys get 1 week with your pom poms, Jet gang, but it's not gonna last long.
Yeah, the bugs come crawling out, don't they, Crypto?
Yeah. Now the Patriots and Jets fans are trying to dance on our graves, but it's not gonna last long. Enjoy it while it lasts. You said Kevin said we'll be curious to see how many players end up on IR this week after the injuries we had yesterday. That's a good point. We could discuss the chess pieces on the board,
Depends
as
on
far
who's
as who's
playing
available to
quarterback,
who.
I guess, right?
Yeah, depends on who's playing quarterback. Uh, okay, Jets gang, if you guys blow the Broncos out, then if you don't beat them by at least 51 points, then it don't mean nothing.
That's right.
There you go. How about that? You have to beat them by 51 or more, and then I give you guys credit.
I'm
Jets
telling
gang.
you. So everybody join me and help Crypto and hit that like button, and subscribe
Yeah.
to this channel. We got
If you haven't subscribed yet,
Decoded
please subscribe.
with Crypto
Oh yeah.
because
Well,
nobody
we'll
can
we'll
decode it
discuss we'll
better.
discuss how Skyler and our offense is trash. We'll discuss how the defense got their back broken. Pause. But hey, there's some key moments in that game where they didn't look good as well. Neither. We're not gonna act like Charbonnet didn't have some good runs and didn't just bully us at
Uh-oh.
the line of scrimmage.
Uh-oh. You're not even letting the defense escape, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
Every
Crypto's harsh, people.
we know there's no escape. Because
Crypto needs to
hey,
be our head coach, and I need to be our GM. That's what needs to happen right there.
yeah, we're not gonna act like that. A certain individual in our defensive backs didn't get mossed by one of their elite wide receivers on the boundary. We're not gonna ignore that, act like that didn't happen. But yeah.
Given says all kinds of morale boosting talk. Yeah, you have to hit us up around Tuesday evening for that, Kevin. We turn the page right around Tuesday evening.
Yeah, but I think what's going on now though, I think everybody color since the offense was so bad that given the time of possession was almost even, we can't say that one group of players was on the field longer than the other
Right.
because if the time of possession is almost even, how can you say that one group was exhausted versus the other if there's
Right.
almost equal amount of time distributed between the two teams?
Yep. Yep.
That means equally the offenses and defense almost shared the same amount of time.
Yep. 2 minute difference, roughly.
Right. So they can't use the exhaustion excuse. Oh, our defense was on the field because our offense was so bad. Well, if the offense was so bad, then how come they almost equaled out the time of possession with the opponent?
Right. Right.
I mean, they had the same amount of time to be bad as the other offense as well. So yeah, so the defense wasn't exhausted, you know. Granted, yeah, the defense has some more highlights. Yeah, they
Nor
did.
should we
They
have
had some
been in
highlights.
that kind of weather. I mean, for our defense.
Yeah, and the weather was fair. Wasn't raining. Wasn't snowing. Wasn't too hot. Definitely wasn't cold. So the weather was pretty good. You know. Daniel Berry Sports, man. What's up? What's happening, man? It's interesting. You did say happy Monday. So is it happy, Daniel? Are we happy? Let me spin it this way. We might be happy because we're probably closer to hitting the tank button. And then we could talk about how could we get Cam Royd on the roster and a bunch of other Hurricanes on this roster so we can have a shot at winning. That may be, you could spin it that way, Daniel, that it's a happy Monday because we're closer to tanking. you know, we need some more Hurricanes on this roster. But what's up, Anthony Manzano? But yeah, listen, I'm gonna go into some quick numbers here. I'll do a summary real quick, and we can go through. Well, really, the summary of scoring is real easy. It's not nothing. We basically had only one quarter where the Seahawks scored 17 of their 21 points, and then they didn't score again until an 11 play, 98-yard drive, and took 5 minutes off the clock. As far as that goes, but yeah, color
11 for
the
98.
game.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a long drive. Now that's long. That means that remember how we like to say we need a 5-minute offense.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they executed a 5-minute offense where the game was within reach at the end. Where let's say we get a safety, right? We got them backed up at the 2. That gets us 5 points. It's 5-17. They have to punt us the ball. It's a free kick at that point. So this notion that it's garbage because they went 98 yards on us when there's still a lot of time left to go in the game. The facts doesn't truly bear out because if we got somebody pinned deep on their own 2-yard line, you know what I mean? You got still time to go to change the ball game around. Remember in the Baltimore game, Baltimore was down 28-6 in the fourth quarter. They closed the gap. They got within 3 points.
You're talking about
Did
Dallas?
the Dallas Baltimore game? Yeah. So this
Yeah,
notion
Dallas scored 19 points in the fourth quarter.
in the fourth quarter to close the gap to make it a 3-point game. So I'm not getting the connection that that touchdown they scored was garbage time. At the time they got the ball, it was not garbage time. It was still a 14-point game with almost a full quarter to go by the time they got that goal line stance. So it wasn't like they scored and the time was out. There was still some time left to go in that game. Right? So I'm just basically debunking the narrative that that was an actual garbage time score. To your point you made last night about us getting throttled or manhandled, you know, that means they throttled us. And at that point, it was still a two touchdown game, it's a 2-score game with a lot of time left on the clock when they got the ball in their own 2-yard line. Even at that point, it was still a winnable game. It wasn't like they broke open a 98-yard touchdown run or score with no more time left on the clock. Now, in that sense, it would be, you can say that was a garbage time score because they scored as the time elapsed, ran out. They didn't score that last touchdown with no time remaining. We still had a kickoff after that. What's up, Hooked Up Joe? RWB. Any idea what that is, Color?
What's that?
RWB.
Red, white, and bills. He's saying hi.
Oh, red, white, and bills. That's what you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
He's talking about red, white, and bills. Okay.
Yep.
He just abbreviated it.
You know, I don't know. I can't escape the feeling, Crypto, that we were, forget our backup quarterback, obviously. You know, as far as looking like this, but I couldn't escape the feeling that we were looking at our preseason squad on the field yesterday for most of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I just don't understand why that is. I mean, I know why it is. I just don't understand why people are accepting that as some kind of good thing, or you know, I see that as a failure of the head coach.
It is. Hey, Lance, welcome, and Dr. Dragon, welcome, man.
There's no reason that your scheme or your language or whatever it is so different that you end up having to start guys in the game that are, you know, on the you know, backup squad in practice because they're the only ones that understand the commands that your quarterback is barking out. I mean, it's just amazing to me. It really is.
And just some quick numbers here and stats.
In other words, real quick, Reed, but in other words, there's a set of plays that our number ones know in practice and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And they can't revert to whatever it is the number twos practice every day.
Right.
So we literally can't have our full number one squad in there all the time for Skyler.
Right.
That's why you see a post up to Tanner Connor. You know, why isn't that Tyreek right there? I don't care if he's being triple covered and not getting
that's normally the route that our wide receivers are running. That route.
And why does anybody care if our receivers weren't getting separation? Tyreek is triple covered on that bomb we throw when Tua's in there. So what's the difference? Why is it Tanner Connor?
Yeah, the net route. I was a bit mystified that route that Tyreek or Hill normally run or boundary guy normally run. That was actually Tanner Connor running that same route.
We haven't had a tight end run that and attempt that until what? Gesicki was here? Since Gesicki was here?
2 years ago, yeah. So almost similar route, but that was more of a seam route for Gesicki.
It's just amazing to me.
Hmm.
It's the same as the Jets game that he came in for Teddy on, you know?
Right.
A dropped first down by Tanner Connor across the middle. I mean, I don't get it, bro.
Yeah, some negligence going on.
Well, I don't know if it's negligence.
Hey, Timothy. Bob, Welcome, man. Hey,
I
here's
mean,
the
he could have attended to it and just didn't know what to do about it.
well, he stares at a clipboard all game and throws lateral passes. That's what he's looking for on the clipboard. That's what Bob said. We got 205 yards of total offense versus 270 or 370. I just minus that 98-yard drive, but I'm adding it back. So we got total of 370 for them, almost 400. 205. You got passing yards 140 to 270. So not quite the day for Gino. He had two interceptions. Um, 65 yards rushing. Seemed like we may have had more, but we had some big runs earlier. So we only ended up with 65 yards rushing. They had exactly 100. Yards per play, 3.7 and 6.2. Now that 6.2, I think that's slightly below league average, but they didn't get that 6.2 because of that final drive. They were averaging that going into the 90 because remember, it was 11 plays, so it may have ticked up slightly for 98 yards. So do the math. That'll be right around 8 something, right? Or 9. How many times we had the ball? 60 plays. We ran the ball. We not ran the ball. We had 60 plays to 56 plays for us. So they had 4 extra plays. But that's pretty much almost even. We sacked Geno Smith 3 times and they sacked us 6 times. Okay. There's your olive branch to bad offensive line play. You can call it that. Given that, what was the time per to throw pressure rate color? Is it 9%, 11%
What was that,
pressure rate?
Crypto? Which rate?
The pressure rate to throw?
11.6.
Okay, 11.6. Hey, what's up? Context pound tank for
Moto
Ward.
5G.
I'm already on that train. Context. So it's Kane's Nation. So yeah. Be sure to check out your Canes every Saturday at a theater near you because the future quarterback is on that roster. Let's see. You know what the big highlight of this game, though, Color? Let me say this. The big highlight of this game was Bailey. Bailey was the MVP of this game
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
because the offense being so bad, the punter tends to get highlighted more, right? Because he's on the field often or more frequently, right? So shout out to the punter and Bailey, you know, MVP this game, bar none. You know, he kicked it 6 times. He pinned them deep a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he had some good placement on the ball, good hang time. One hang time, if I recall, was over 5 seconds, which is good
Yeah,
when you
especially
want to
that
get
one he
your
had to
people
punt
down there.
twice, and got pushed back all the way to the 10-yard line.
So yeah, it's a
Got a
sad
rock
day in
off on that one.
it's a sad day in America when the punter is getting the MVP of the game ball. You know what I mean? I can't recall, even though Reggie Roby was a great punter, I can't ever recall him getting the player of the game. You
I'll
know?
be right back, Crypto. I got a phone call.
All right, all right, all right. Hold on now, Timothy. Let me read your comment. My Gamecock should be 3-0. No, we don't like South Carolina, but we got cheated against LSU. I'm hoping that our future DT Tonka Hemingway will be a Dolphin next year. I don't know. I don't necessarily follow the Gamecocks like that. I'm not, don't watch too much South Carolina football. Clemson, maybe I'll catch from time to time. But but hell, if he's good, man. Well, Red Riding Bills, you probably have to ask Timothy that. Actually, it's basically a rooster. It's a chicken. What's up, Omar? Fins up, man. We'll say it. Oh, Damien's in the house. What's up, Damien? Where you been, man? You still in the area, man? You still in the DMV, man? Shout out to you, man. Uh we're just talking about the game. How do you feel about that game, man? The numbers across the board between two teams on offense is abysmal, but the defense basically caved at the end. That's my analysis of it. They gave up some huge plays to on offense, like the 71-yard touchdown, the big runs by Charbonnet. But yeah. Okay, cool.
Would you
What's
say you're having
game?
some Chardonnay?
I know that's what I'm saying. That's what we should be. We had the Charbonnet in the game, but
Yeah,
he's
so
got
I'm
one.
on.
He's got one of them Joe Mixon like names,
Right, right.
Charbonnet.
I'm on the phone with Amazon right at the moment because they
Oh,
botched
okay.
one of my orders. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they do. They do from time to time mess up your order.
Well, they just didn't ship it
tonight.
for some reason.
Oh, okay. Well, Red, White, and Bills. I'm going to probably look at that Commanders game more. I'm gonna watch the y'all game too because obviously it's a division matchup. So I'm gonna be switching back and forth between those two. The y'all game and the Commanders game because I really want to see if the Commanders can not necessarily knock a knockout blow for the Bengals, but if they can tag them at least one more loss, so it kind of make it more interesting to put them 3 games behind the Steelers early in the season. So I would like to see that, and then that would because right now Mike Tomlin, obviously a Hall of Fame coach. It don't matter who's under center for him. He just wins games. He doesn't have the excuse. Oh, this quarterback has this trait. This quarterback has this trait. He goes in season after season and still manage to pull out wins regardless of who's on the center. So we can't use the he has Ben Roethlisberger excuse no more. He's winning games regardless of who's on the center. So that needs to start being acknowledged when it comes to that man. He just gets it done on Sundays. And he's 6 games away, 6 wins away from being, well, he never had a losing season. So he only needs 6 more wins to continue that streak. And looking at their schedule, it don't look like looks like it's very doable. What's up, B McD? Yeah, they are getting just starting. I haven't seen I haven't heard from our resident, Steelers fan lately. You know, he'll be around. It said Jags and Bengals can go 0-3. Yeah, they would be. That would be huge. Now the problem with the Jags, they go 0-3. That cheapens our victory over them even more. Kind of like when we beat the Chargers on the first game last year, and all of a sudden they turn out to be trash the remainder of the season. It just cheapened our victory more and more the more they lose or start losing. So yeah. So if the Jags turn out 0-3, yeah. So that victory was that really a quality win that we got in week 1? I don't know. Just a question. Um, everybody's like, the Jazz gonna be back. The Jazz gonna be back. No, you know, the Houston Texans took a big L yesterday to Brian Flores' defense, made them look pedestrian. But ironically, they're still in first place because every other team in a division either got one win or no wins. So they still got like a 1 game lead over everybody. So you're saying the reason why you're pulling for the Jazz because you want our victory over them to be meaningful. I can understand that angle too. Because the more they lose, the more they look even more like trash. If they wind up 1-16, then us barely beating them says a lot about us. So yeah, I can get that, Timothy. Yeah. I agree with you, Kevin. I would love to have a head coach like Tomlin. Yeah, because he's proven he doesn't, you know, necessarily need the glitz and glamour to get it done. He's got what, one Super Bowl victory, one Super Bowl appearance, another appearance. So his resume is well solidified, and never having a losing season as a head coach. So yeah, there you go. You think, hey Sean, you think that they're eliminated just because they go 0-3? I, maybe 0-4. I think they could still survive being 0-3. Depends on who's at the top of their division. I mean, who's in the middle of the division, because Pittsburgh's at number one now. If you guys go 0-3, we don't have no teams without at least one win. Everybody's at least got one victory in our division. So
Yeah.
it's important that you guys need to go 3-0 to put distance between the rest of the field.
What's up, Crypto?
What's up, Shake? What's going on?
Yeah. It's. I think it's difficult, but not impossible. After you go 0-3.
Oh, as far as overcoming, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's difficult, but not impossible. But like you said, once you go 4-0, that's when it kind of becomes impossible.
Yeah. Right. You get too far behind, yeah.
Man. Damn, I forgot Crypto was on the phone. But hey, listen, Crypto, you know what I was thinking?
Yeah.
So next week we'll do league wide Wednesday, right? And then we'll still have Insomnia, a regular guest on Insomnia. And then the week after that, she'll do our show. She'll do our show, Insomnia. She'll have her. She'll come. They'll come. We'll do it 2 out of 3.
Okay, so you're saying Nene's gonna do next week?
No. Well, Nene's gonna do this Wednesday. We're gonna do league. League wide. I'm gonna see if I can try to do league wide Wednesday next week, and then we'll have somebody. And then, and then they'll come on Insomnia the week after that. And if it's a clean sweep, then it's a clean sweep. But if we win, so you know,
right. I probably got like 4 wins this weekend.
I got like 4 too. You know, you got 5 actually. I got 4.
Oh, okay. It's bad. These 2 nights. I won't even get above 500 tonight.
Actually, we both have 5 technically because we both picked the Patriots. But they got that as a loss because I forgot to pick them.
I didn't pick the Patriots. I picked the Jets.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We both picked the Jets. My bad. Yeah. Chef Jude picked the Patriots.
Right. Sorry, guys. I should have broadcast that live. That was one of the most epic customer support takedowns I've ever made in my life.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Well, there you go. Amazon's been pretty good to me lately. I can't say that. Yeah.
So,
by the way, real quick, I was on the roof one time, and I got a call from somebody at my cable company that was giving me issues or something, and I lit into them because I was like on the roof doing my job, and I had already, requested like a dozen times over the years for them to remove that phone from their database, that phone number from their database. So I lit into this person on the phone, and there was a bunch of roofers up on the roof doing their job. And as soon as I hung up the phone and I got done, they all started clapping. It's like right out of a movie.
But anyway, Color, listen. Next week it's on. We're gonna be Crypto and I are gonna be on League Wide Wednesday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
See, you should record that from this StreamYard, to go over there, like somehow, and like
yeah, this was a bad week, man.
Then you can make it your insomnia show.
Yeah,
it's a bad week.
There's probably a real producer out there going, I know just how to do it, man.
Actually,
well, there's a way.
Because you have the YouTube privileges, we could simulcast
I know. It'd be a matter of yeah, I know how it works. I just got to figure out if everybody wants me to do.
What's up, Black Sheep? You're right. We're not going on 3 with Huntley because Huntley's not going to play football unless another 2 quarterbacks get hurt.
And
you're right. I agree with you.
So no, but Color, I'm gonna talk to Ms. Finns to see if she likes this proposal. We'll do week like Wednesday next week. The week after that, she'll do Insomnia. You guys will do Insomnia.
Right.
And if it's gonna be, I'm gonna do like a best 2 out of 3, and then obviously if we have to break the tie, then we'll do League Wide Wednesday one more time.
Yeah, that could work. That could definitely work. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it'll be fun that way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And by the way, El Cap, if you're listening, the challenge goes out to you and Tonk. We're challenging Tonk and El Capitan.
Oh, Tonk and El Cap.
Mm-hmm.
T.F.T.G. proper. Oh my God! Look at you guys, man.
All right.
You guys are going for the big fruit.
Hey, listen,
all challengers.
Crypto told me, he says, don't give me the name, just give me the measurements. I'm like,
Yep. Just the measurements. That's all. Oh man. We're measuring the drapes.
It's got the right measurements.
We're measuring the drapes as well.
We're measuring for their coffin.
Right. The drapes and the coffins are being prepared.
That's bold. You know what? That's one segment I left off of my show this morning. I should have checked my pick'ems. I haven't done that. I don't even know how I did yesterday. I do know I nailed that Carolina money spread. I do know that.
Yeah.
Like I was all over that, man.
League wide.
When I tell you
weekend of football.
The team that's got the worst quarterback that's ever been drafted, according to some people's opinion. When I tell you that team got a veteran quarterback and they're going to cover the spread, you might want to believe me.
Hey man, listen.
Sam Darnold.
Real quick, Crypto. I want to admit when I'm wrong. Okay, the Jets know how to draft the quarterback. They got 2 quarterbacks that are undefeated right now. Unfortunately, not the
Jets. Right.
Of course, I was
crazy, ain't it?
Of course, I was referring to Mr. Dalton over in Carolina, who not only covered the 5.5 points, but you could have taken the money line too, because they absolutely wiped the floor with the Raiders yesterday.
Yep, that's crazy. The Jets are drafting good quarterbacks. It's just not on their roster.
4,
That's insane.
5.
Yeah, all we need to do is Zach Wilson the ball out for the complete the circle.
Complete the circle. That's it.
Man, I went 7-7 yesterday. I got 2 games left. So
you know what? Let's trade for Zach Wilson. Bring him home.
I could still go 9-7. That's so average, man. I'm tired of averages.
Hey, well, I'll be at 7-9.
Listen,
after tonight,
everybody knows that Florida is home of the MILFs. So let's bring home Zach Wilson.
Bring him home, Jake.
Yes, he'll be in heaven here.
Timothy, can you explain bomb? Timothy? 1 second. Hey, Timothy, explain. What do you mean you were right about the Giants as far as them winning this week or them bouncing back?
Beating the Browns, probably.
Well, they come back. Well, if they get string some wins, they can catch Philadelphia. I mean, it's been a different division winner each year in that division for the last 6 years.
Bro, I was watching Red Zone yesterday, and
they might win the division.
Daniel Jones was ripping it, dude.
The Giants and the Commanders are probably going to win the division. You heard it.
By the way, Color, if you're old enough to remember, only people that are around our age or older will get this reference. But every time I'm looking at these these things that look like records, I hear the Happy Days theme song playing in my head.
Sunday, Monday, happy day. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy day.
The weekend comes. To you.
Cycle hums.
These days are yeah. Happy days. We should have the little jukebox icon on the right, the bottom right. Find a way to put a little jukebox, a little 50s jukebox.
That's when everybody starts coming in the record, in the vinyl record.
Yeah. Prize picks. Daniel Jones cost me a leg on a prize pick. I don't know how many yards he ended up with this week.
I don't know, but he was slinging.
I know Malik Neighbors. There, people about to watch out for that kid.
When I saw him on the Red Zone channel, Daniel Jones was slinging it, bro.
With your eyes color, Malik Neighbors will save Daniel Jones' career. You heard it here
first. That's possible.
That LSU guy, I'm telling you, LSU, man, they know how to put out them receivers for some reason, man.
Saquon ripped off a big one for the Eagles yesterday.
Yeah. He saw that cut and he just took off after that inside cut. He was gone. He showed speed. I was like, man, Saquon still got some speed. He just took off. Once he got through that, he was
Yeah, he was pulling away from that DB, dude. It's like, geez, man.
He's got breakaway speed still. Saquon. Damn. That was, you don't talk about, not necessarily, it was a snooze fest, but the Saints coming in, highest scoring offense in football. And they just, man. Who was that defensive coordinator they got over there in Philly? Did he used to coach the Dolphins at one point? Or, I don't know. It's been a change of employment. That defensive coordinator they got over there in Philly. Man. They ran him up out of town, didn't he? Oh, no, they said he wanted to be there. That's right. Let me get my talking points right. That's right. He always wanted to be in Philly.
Oh, yeah.
Shame on you, Crypto.
I mean, you can't beat passing up the Rocky statue every day, a cold morning, nice cup of Joe, newspaper tucked under your arm. You can't beat that.
You can't beat that, right? Running up those steps in the morning.
Cigar between your fingers.
The fans booing Santa Claus. Yeah, can't beat it, man.
And Rocco on the TV.
Timothy, you said Three's Company and Cheers. What? I don't know what conversation he's got back there. He said he drafted Malik Neighbors for a reason.
I wonder if Fangio puts on Eye of the Tiger in his car.
On the passes.
Crypto, what do you think on the way to work? You think Fangio puts Eye of the Tiger on in his car?
Oh yeah.
on the way to work every morning.
Or what's the other song? We Are the Champions. He had that playing too. We are the champions.
Or he plays
Who's that?
this. No,
Is
he
that
plays
that's Boston or
the
Survivor?
more
That's Survivor, right?
well. He plays the more dramatic, serious song from Rocky IV when he's running up the mountain. And he's training in Russia.
Mm.
It's the more serious, dramatic Rocky tune. Forget which one it is. Forget how it goes.
Hey, how do you know
Doug
he's not
Peterson?
into the? Hey, how do you know he's not into the hip hop scene? Listening to Boys to Men, Motown Philly.
Motown Philly, yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah, especially Back Again and all that. Motown Philly's back again.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. Doug Peterson, man. Maybe he should have been our offensive coordinator, man. Doug Peterson is losing his step.
Not too high, because Mel Kiper don't like that.
So, in preparations for Monday night, I think the Dolphins, they need to throw everything into the trash can, because the Titans is a new animal. We know the Titans hadn't won yet or whatever, right? The Titans are gotten out of bed yet this season. But given the way we've been playing and the way they've almost won games, that's not an easy out. Even
That's
at full
song
capacity,
right there, bro. B. McDee's got it. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the good old days.
I think, Shake. I think when we discuss the pick'ems for the upcoming 2 games before we go to Indy, before the break, before that, this 3, everybody like, well, this is going to test who Mike McDaniel is. Well, I think from hearing everybody, I think they've given Mike McDaniel a failing grade if it's just based on pass fail.
At least yesterday.
At least yesterday. So, with 3 games left to go before the Messiah comes back, are we looking? How do we get him to a C average?
Now,
If he already started
Messiah,
out with
do you
an
mean Skylar Thompson, right?
Yeah, yeah. Before he returns.
And by the way, I want to point out one thing. Whatever, I want you to remember that in the last 20 years, Miami Dolphins has been the team to always give teams their first win.
Yeah, they have been the team to do that, or end a ridiculous slide from another team, either the first win or a terrible slide. Right, we get them off the map.
Hold on, real quick. Look, where is it? See that?
Oh my!
I'm wearing my Florida Gator victory shirt. Which probably be the last time I'm wearing it. But anyway, listen. As much as I love the Gators, right? I freaking hate the fact that we were the first team that Tebow got his victory, his win against. Him and Urban Meyer.
Right. Urban Meyer got his first win. Yeah. And Tebow
against the Dolphins. Big Ben got his first win against the Dolphins. Hell, maybe I think even Will Levis got his first win against the damn Dolphins.
Yeah, right. I know. Tell me about it. Yeah. That's crazy. Will Levis. So the mayonnaise will be in the building on Monday night next weekend. So stay tuned for the mayonnaise and coffee edition.
And if we don't have mayonnaise, tell him to go to the West Tailgate. Ask for a guy named Tony. He has packets in his pockets.
And cell phones.
That's right, he does. He has packets and cell phones in his pocket. Yeah. Oh man, you gotta love it. If you out of mayonnaise, make sure you go to the West Tailgate, fellas.
So I'm thinking with all the jumpsuits that Mike McDaniel wears, he'd be perfect for that Rocky song from Rocky IV. You know, like the kid on Mike Tyson's Punch Out when you lose your first match and he has to he's running down the street and training and all that, you know.
Listen, Everybody's gotten their fix. The Tuaneers and the Tua haters gotten their fix in the first 3 weeks. The Tuaneers
Yeah.
gotten their fix yesterday, and the previous 2 weeks, the Tua haters gotten their fix. So everybody's fixed on something, right? So everybody's gotten their fix. I look
And by
at
the way,
this upcoming game. Where's the Tim Boyer-neers? Where's the Boyer-neers? So we need the Boyer-neers to get their fix and the anti-Boyer-neers to also get their fix.
I'm a
Because the
system hater.
Skylar-neers and the
Crypto. I'm a system hater. I hate the system.
Okay, so this is gonna be the new campaign. Skylineers and Tuneers have gotten their fix. Now we need the Boyer-neers to get their fix.
Actually, I have a name. I have a name for Tim Boiler, the Boyles. I call them Boilermakers. Boilermakers. That's what we call them.
I don't know, Lewis. I'm trying to answer that question.
And by the way, they're not Skylar. They're called Skywalkers. People that love to Skylar we're known as the Skywalkers. Unfortunately, they're walking.
I don't know how you're feeling, Lewis. I'm trying to sort that out, Lewis. Everybody's gotten their fix in the last 3 weeks, man. We're trying to figure out who's going to get their fix next week on Monday night. I'm trying to figure out, man. The fix is in, man.
Y'all don't know that Tim Boyle. That Tim Boyle drank whatever. That Tim Boyle up in New York drank whatever juice Geno Smith drank. He's going to be the next Geno Smith, man. Y'all watch.
Man. Hey, what's the Packers coach name? LaFleur, right? So, can we borrow him for 1 week for just Monday night's game? Can we do a swap where he can coach a backup quarterback to a win against a bad football team?
Didn't Tim Boyle play in Green Bay too for a minute?
He probably did. We need Green Bay head coach right about now.
He's full West Coast guy, bro.
I know.
Hey, by the way, Color, I said this on Insomnia when we were with Chef Jew. Until further notice, I am calling Mike McDaniels discount Mike McFleur.
Discount Mike McFleur. Oh, damn.
Dollar Tree Mike McFleur.
Lakers all day, man. What's going on? I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, we already got the Cam Ward flags out in the yard, man. Yeah, got the yard signs up, man. Shake Money has got his distribution of the alcohol and the liquor. No wins for Ward. No wins for Ward. Shake has got the beer and the alcoholic beverages ready. And we got the yard signs already up.
That should be a litmus test of how good Cam Ward is. I'm a Kane hater, and I'm rooting for us to draft him.
Damn. Wait a minute. B. McD said Boyle was actually reading the defense, making Tua look bad. McD, you care to elaborate on that? That's quite the statement, B. McD. Damn, making Tua look bad.
In fact, Boyle did play for Green Bay. He was drafted by Green Bay.
Damn.
Played for Green Bay, Detroit, Chicago, and of course the Jets, and now of course us.
So he's a journeyman. So he's saying he's a journeyman backup, is what you're saying? Damn.
West Coast journeyman backup.
Man, speaking of which,
Fred hasn't asked for that link today. Lewis.
Hey, by the way, I woke up to my new alarm ringtone, which was "Bring back DVP, bring back DVP."
Oh yeah, you got that. You clipped that, Shake. Damn.
Yeah, for last night. Yeah, that's my new alarm in the morning. So every morning I wake up, I'm gonna wake up to "Bring back DVP."
Damn, Shake. That's some nasty work.
No, Huntley did not come to the team first. Boyle has been with us ever since we released Gavin Gardison or whatever the hell his name was.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Why come they kept that quiet? They never mentioned that he was on the team, though. I thought he was a practice squad guy.
Well, yeah, but he was with us in camp as soon as they released
a camp body.
The other guy.
Yeah, but nobody hyped him up and started giving us endless highlight reels in the offseason on how he's a great addition to the team. So he kind of went under the radar, is what most people are saying. That's why they think that Huntley was signed before him, because he went unspoken. He was like kept under the radar. Nobody, you know how when we get everybody brand new on the team, they say, "Oh, this guy was number one and making chicken tenders on Tuesday mornings at 8 o'clock." I mean, where did that stat come from? You
And
know,
again,
you know how
again,
Dolphin fans are.
even if they came in at the same time, the guy was drafted by Matt LaFleur, so he's a West Coast guy. I mean, all he needs to know is what Mike McDaniel's codes are. That's all he needs to know. Memorize Mike McDaniel's verbiage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking Boyle was a cut after cut though. I mean, a
As a
sign
matter of
after
fact,
cut.
you know what? You know what I was thinking, Color, watching him play Boyle last
Huntley's
night.
not playing Monday night though.
I
I'm
think
gonna put that out there.
Mike McDaniel was calling plays, and Boyle was like, it's a cool story. I'm gonna come around with this play.
Right.
Yeah. Boyle will be QB1 Boyle. So you got to support him blindly. You have to have your unadulterated allegiance to Boyle camp. If you don't have a Boyle sign in your yard, then you're committing blasphemy in the name of Stephen Ross.
Yeah, like I said, I already got a fan. I'm starting a fan club. We're gonna call ourselves the Boilermakers. That's me, the
Yeah.
Tim Boyle fan club.
Lewis, I don't know, bro.
Did he ruin his chance?
Skyler's future career as a battle hawk
He's
might be seriously in jeopardy now, bro. You might be right, Lou. They're calling up St. Louis. They're talking already. Yo, what's up, man? We thought oh man, what happened to our QB1?
By the way, did you see Pete's Twitter post yesterday?
We
The
will.
season's not over. Let's hope that Skylar Thompson could play Monday night. He's optimistic.
Yeah. I'm sure Pete will say that. That's quite the statement from Pete. Because that's pretty much the sentiment for all the Tuaneers when Tua gets a high ankle sprain or a hangnail.
Hey, what kind of irony would that be if the Seahawks are the ones that put Skyler out of the NFL and he goes and becomes a battle hawk in St. Louis? That'd be hilarious.
Crazy. Oh, damn. Deuce Goose just said move him and Tua. Couple them together. You're telling me you're packing them both off to the CFL? You might want to elaborate on that. Man, you're packing them both up as a package deal? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
Deuce Goose? Damn.
I mean, whatever can get
Package
them
deal.
to throw in a case of maple syrup, bro.
Listen, I'll tell you what. Let's call up Philly. Said, hey, we'll give you Skylar Thompson. We want Devontae Parker's rights.
Damn. No, he said Pete is Cuba Gooding Jr. on radio. Damn. Damn.
Funny.
I knew CCR was gonna say that his because that's a big disparity between quarterback rating and QBR. The way those numbers get used, I said it earlier on Miss Finn show, that the pro camp always use it the higher number, the anti camp always use the lower number because the QBR is always lower than QB rating. It's almost like a 60-point gap on average between the two ratings. So if you want to say, oh, this person did bad, they'll always go straight to the QBR because the rating numbers be like 40 points higher. But they won't say how good a quarterback did. They'll always use QB rating because the QB rating is the higher number. You know, it's interesting how that number gets used for or against a particular player. When you talk about QBR, which is the lower number, and QB rating is always a higher number between the two. So yeah. So in that sense, CCR, the difference between 56 and 18, like I said, it's almost a 40-point gap on average between the two numbers when you talk about a quarterback's numbers and statistics. But yeah, if you're going rating by rating, yeah, compare rating by rating versus QBR by QBR.
Yeah, it's the same as I've always said about benchmarks, crypto. You know,
yeah,
one against
because
the other to see the change.
Skyler's actual rating, people look at the QB rating, just rating, not QBR. It's near 80, and they be like, "Damn, how did he get near 80?" Because they use different metrics to count the total number. But when they use QBR, they use more things are inclusive. They're adding other stuff or not adding other stuff to account for QBR. Hence the lower number. It's like basically QB rating is the grading curve of the quarterbacks. The QBR is the actual raw number.
It would be like somebody saying,
that's the way to look at it.
It would be like somebody saying 34 degrees Celsius. Wow, that's hot. That's cold.
Right.
It's
exactly.
Like, no, that's actually
that's
really
a better
hot.
example. Right. That's exactly right. They were like 34 degrees, but when you ask a Canadian that it's 34 degrees, they were like, man, it's burning up outside. I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. But you tell somebody in the United States that it's 34 degrees, they're like, you nuts if you're going outside within 34 degrees in shorts. Because they're using Fahrenheit versus Celsius. That's a better example, Color.
You know, I found interesting. Yesterday it was the same degrees, the same temperature as last weekend, but because there was no humidity, I was able to work outside all day.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Had
34 degrees.
All has arrived, Jake.
It's bad.
Matter of fact, yesterday was the first day of fall, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because 30, I would love it to be 34 degrees Celsius every day if I had my choice. Ain't that right, Shake? 34 degrees Celsius are perfect.
So in other words, like 100 degrees?
Yeah. I'll turn the thermostat down to eight to about we'll make it 31 or 29 Celsius to make it feel more comfortable. We'll turn it down to 29 Celsius. There you go. What's up, G? Skyler was bad yesterday. Tua has been bad for 4.5 years. Wow, CCRR is really going in. No. Oh, don't worry, Lewis. It'll be okay. You know how manipulative those numbers, people use those numbers. We saw it. We saw bad QB play in the quarterback room for 3 games now. 3-game sample size. Skyler only paid what? 25% of it. The bad QB play happened the other 75%. Whoever was under center doing the other 75%. So there you have it. And the Jacksonville game, to do a quick math, Color, we had 2 plays, the fumble and we had the 80-yard touchdown. Right? The 2 biggest plays in that game happened in less than 30 seconds. If you divide 30 seconds into 60 minutes of football, what percentage of that is into 60 minutes of football? Less than 1%? So, given those 2 plays, Yeah. That was bad quarterback play for over 99% of this team's 42 hours of playing football.
Well,
We
Crypto, I'm
played
going to give
roughly
you.
42 hours of football.
Oh, Crypto, I'm going to give you.
99% of it was bad quarterback play. There you
Well,
go.
Crypto, I'm going to
There's
give
your
you two.
analysis.
I'm going to give you two numbers. Right? They're both QBRs. One is 23.3. Okay. And the other is 15.7.
Right. 23.3 and 15.7. So
right. 23.3.
You got almost 8 points between the separation between those two raw numbers.
Right. 23.3 was the QBR of the Dolphins quarterback against Buffalo in 2022 in the playoff game. 15.7 was the Dolphins QBR in the playoff game last year versus Kansas City.
Oh, these are two Buffalo games. I mean, Buffalo in the two playoff games.
The first one,
One KC and
23.3, was the QBR of the Dolphins quarterback against Buffalo in 2022 in the playoff game. 15.7 was the QBR of the Dolphins quarterback against Kansas City last year in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, by the way, real quick.
Interesting point. Good point.
Crypto, just so you
Apples
know.
to apples.
Just so you know that Big O is already starting his hit pieces on Mike McDaniels.
Yeah, I seen some of it. I think you sent me a clip, like the first part of the show.
Yeah,
that's one you talking about.
No, I sent you that clip because whatchamacallit was calling him Tannehill 2.0. I'm like, I was like, no, see, this is where fucking Alex was. You could tell he was waiting to see what Big O had to say and then was repeating regurgitating his takes.
Yeah, to the T. Exactly. That's what I say. If I want to know a full synopsis of what the Big O said in the last two episodes, I just listen to Alex's talking points on the latest Dolphin panel. I don't even have to go to that. You know, just look at the latest episode.
But yeah, so he said he was out on McDaniels next week. Yeah, he's not even an offensive coordinator. He's a do boy, according to Big O. So now
he's not even an offensive coordinator. Yeah.
Yep. So the hit pieces are, and you know what's funny is he said, I like the front office. He said, but I can't defend them right now.
Right.
We'll see.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's an interesting stat to look at, Color, when you're talking about how the two numbers gets used and how they get put out there as a gauge of bad play, other than just simply not using either the two numbers and say, look at this particular play and look at the film and all that. But then they'll go to the numbers and gravitate to numbers and obfuscate and say, oh, as if the other quarterbacks on the roster didn't put up similar numbers. When I just explained, 99% of all of our quarterback play on the field was trash. That's all encompassing of the 42 hours of plus football that we played so far. I've only demonstrated the 180-yard touchdown as our biggest play of the season. You know, being that one play outside of, as far as our offense goes. Of course, Javon Holland helped that out by giving us the opportunity by punching it out.
So that begs the question, Crypto, whether they're both being ridiculous or not. Okay, put that aside. Both are being ridiculous. Yeah. Okay, but whether they're both being ridiculous or not, half the fan base believes in Tua wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. Half the fan base believed in Skyler before yesterday wholeheartedly. Right? Some still do.
Right.
Both are being ridiculous. Both are being irrational.
Correct.
their level of belief, right?
Right.
But
Both of them are irrational. That's a fair assessment.
But if half the fan base believes in Tua and the other half believed in Skyler, and we got equal results between the two in given situations that are also fairly equal, what's the common denominator? I think Big O is absolutely spot on to go after McDaniel. Now, I'm not saying he should be protecting Tua as while doing that.
That's what I'm saying. That's the part you have to be careful when it comes to Big O.
I'll take
what I can get. Do it.
I'll take a third opinion from another coach on Tua if that's what it takes,
Can
bro.
you hear me?
I'm a system hater, bro. I hate this system, man. I really do. I want it gone. I think it's a joke.
Can you hear me, Color?
Joke. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, all right.
I'm a system hater, bro. It's a complete joke, man.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, Mike, he should be pointing his target at the system now, as far as the person that's trying to implement the system versus.
I mean, I'm off of Tua too. Now. I'm off of Tua also, Goose. But I'm willing to. Hey, whatever. If Ross said I want a third opinion, okay, fine. Stop this debacle.
Right. I don't know.
Maybe Tua could thrive now that he's learned a lot more and or
the continuation of a
more
campaign.
with more skills. Maybe he is able to run a regular old, do what you got to do to win system. But we have a coach that is so hell bent on proving that he can do it that way. When that was our problem with Tua to begin with, we didn't want him to do it that way.
So that's like I said, everybody's gotten their fix now. Big O's gotten his fix on hit pieces on the coaches now to obfuscate.
I feel like we'd be further down the road, Crypto. I feel like we would have had a chance to leap through this window already had we gone with a different coach, man. Even all things being equal with Tua and the roster and all that. That's the question that Ross has to ask himself. Do I feel like we'd be further down the road with another person at coach, given all things the same for the last 3 seasons? You know what I mean?
Right. Mike White wouldn't have been no different. Hooked up Joe.
No, I don't think so either.
It would have been the same outcome. It would have been the same outcome. Yesterday's outcome would have been the same.
Yep, I agree.
Exacerbated.
Given
if he takes Skyler off the roster and put in he doesn't make the team, and now we have Mike White, any turnovers by the Dolphins would exacerbate that score. You do realize that,
right?
So instead of being 24-3, it would have been 40-something-3. Given if we would have turned over the ball, Mike White probably would have most likely had a turnover.
Right. Well, he wasn't referring to Mike White, but still the same. I mean, point remains. But again, I'm with Hooked Up Joe. If he's talking about a real vet, and that's the thing. Hooked Up Joe is that McDaniel
we would prevent it because it would have came too close to competing with the number one guy.
McDaniel suggested, first of all, that he didn't just suggest, he outright vehemently backed up his belief in Skyler Thompson with his words, and suggested, and he also at the same time suggested that was his best option anyway because of possible salary cap concerns. If you listen to the way he said it, it's like he threw in that little jab, of I forget how it was actually put, but it was like, we would have had an open competition, and that would have caused that would have totally helped the salary cap. Like he was being sarcastic, you know what I mean? So he was basically saying that they didn't have the money to get a better backup than the one they chose. So
he got cut out.
What he's trying to say is, I made the best decision. Skyler is the best backup out of the ones we could afford.
Oh, I can't hear. Can anybody hear color?
Saying,
there you go.
It's like, I can hear you, Crypto. It's like saying Emerson, the old Emerson, used to make the best shitty VCR. It's like, yeah, well, or Sparkle makes the best generic paper towels. Well, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, well, he believes in. He second guesses himself in critical moments. He believes in analytical, not instincts. Yeah, analytics is killing him. He's consumed by it.
It killed the Cleveland Browns when they put together that whole team with Baker Mayfield.
Analytics killed him.
You know, Crypto. What we've been saying that, Crypto. What is a collection of players instead of a team, if not analytics?
Right.
You look at our roster and you say, how could we not be performing, right? Because it's not a team. Yeah. It's just a collection of good players.
Right. Right. And that's why I use the term chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
You can put a bunch of vegetables in the pot, thinking it's going to make something, a soup. But if you're feeding it to a person that doesn't do well with vegetables, then what good is the putting a whole bunch of stuff in the pot thinking it's going to work?
And the first sign of that, we should have seen it, was Odell Beckham Jr. going down, sitting on the bench, doing nothing for this team.
Right. Right. He might as well go ahead and retire. I'm out on. I have lack of patience for injury-prone players. Like I've been out on Armstead. That made me pull the button early on freaking X. That, it's just certain things I give you a little grace, but once it's a pattern like that, nah, it's time to move on. It's time to implement plan B. Those guys, why were we even factoring Odell Beckham to begin with as a part of this team going forward? We ain't played it down for us. So why are we acting like, if Odell was here, we would be any different from last year's team? He didn't play last year.
I know.
So how can we gauge whether he be good or bad for us?
That's what I'm saying. We're just like the Cleveland Browns. We're just like the Hugh Jackson Cleveland Browns.
Yeah. I'm like, he's not even part of the equation. He didn't say he did not want to run route.
If we just drop Odell Beckham Jr. on the on the pie, that'll top it all off, and we'll be good to go. No, what if Odell gets in the building and hates everybody?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not saying Odell is close to Robbie Chosen.
What if he likes everybody too much?
With the same analysis of him coming in.
Right.
The same talking points.
Right.
I don't know.
The other token though, Crypto, is what if Odell came in and he liked everybody too much? There's that too.
Odell Fuller, that's a good nickname for him. Odell Fuller when it comes to the Dolphins. Basically, Odell Fuller.
Hey, at least Fuller
said it best, G.
At least Fuller took a couple snaps.
He did. He took a couple of snaps in the Raider game. It was a pass interference on him in the end zone that they didn't call. So yeah, we could have won.
This is more like we did a favor to somebody, or something. Absolutely. This is like a Aqib Talib level stuff here.
Oh yeah.
Except we didn't even gain nothing out of it because wasn't Odell on the street,
right?
Or free agency. I mean,
he wasn't. Yep, he wasn't.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
Wow, I wish I could just, I made one catch in my life. Now I can command millions of dollars any building I walk into. Must be nice.
Manola, I appreciate it. He says a great example of fraud enough was trying to patch an area of need to bag up with injury-prone vet. exactly. I have a low tolerance for injury-prone players. I do. That's what, because then people would say, "Oh, you got an excuse for injury." Well, if you put him on the roster and he's absent, I don't want to hear the injury excuse.
Right, especially given the fact that did we just not see our quarterback play yesterday? You don't think that money could have gone to I'll stop.
Yeah. yeah, I know. No, color. We was bullied into making him sign that contract.
Right. So I say to McDaniel, spare me with the salary cap comment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We were bullied. What's going on, KP, man? Welcome, man. Nice seeing you, man.
Yeah, Crypto, what's up, bro? Yeah, I've been so busy, man. I haven't been able to do anything. But
Yeah, I know.
but check this out, yo. I wanted to follow up on your metaphor of all the vegetables, putting all the vegetables in a pot, but it doesn't make soup. Well, it's like, but another thing that we didn't bring up is that it's like you put in all the same kinds of vegetables, the same exact vegetables. Like if I put a pot full of carrots and expect to get gumbo out of it, I'd be a fool. And when you consider
right,
when you consider like the composition of our wide receiver unit, for instance, none of those guys, but all of them are speed merchants. None of them can command the physicality that it takes to win on those contested balls or to dominate the middle of the field. But we had
DJ Metcalf showed us in that game yesterday.
Right, but we had
skill set that can win.
Exactly, and we had convinced ourselves that we had the best wide receiver core in the NFL, not realizing how redundant our players are. You know what I'm saying? So that's another aspect. Mm-hmm. So I just was calling in to mention that real quick. But carry on, fellas. Excellent conversation. Excellent objective review of what is going wrong at this stage. So, congratulations.
Right.
I ain't buying it.
Congratulations, KP.
Sorry, KP. That's the standard answer to congratulations now.
Exactly.
all because of crypto.
Yep. That's another crypto classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Oh, man.
But yeah, what a painful watch. I tried to get in and talk about the game yesterday, but again, I got caught up with the work.
I saw you pop in for a minute and then just left. You're like, yeah, I'd rather not.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty awful what we saw yesterday. And I think folks are right to point to. Man. Yeah, I think folks are right to point to McDaniel as a big problem.
Yeah.
But
he's stubborn. He's a stubborn guy. Yeah.
But it just trips me out how the Tuaneers are deflecting everything onto him. They're really dumping everything onto him now, as if Tua lit up the season.
Yeah, backing up the truck.
Yeah. I know.
As if he lit it up. Even before the concussion.
That's where it's a little tough for me because I gotta put it on him.
Yeah.
But I'm the guy. I'm probably the only one in the fan base that said we should have given him a 10-year contract walking in the door.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean he deserves a lot of criticism, but he's not the only one. I think folks are right to. Yeah. I mean Greer has missed a lot. I mean we've talked about that over the years on many an occasion. And I've gone back and forth on whether Greer was doing a good job or not. So I can't say that I'm 100% pure on Greer. But when it comes to Tua, and also if you go back to my first critique on McDaniel, I always said intellectually he looks, I'm sure he can diagnose an offense, diagram it, and assault a defense on paper. But can he be a field general? Can he, operate as a offensive coordinator on the field? It takes more than just, your ability to draw up
a right.
Oh, we lost KP.
I think we lost KP.
He
Yeah, guess when KP was cooking,
Yep,
was it
came
gumbo
back here.
KP was cooking, or did he add too many carrots in the soup?
No, he was
More like
cooking
Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, he was cooking carrot
There
soup,
you
hoping
go.
it would
I was
turn
buying
into
some Jersey Mike's.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So did you see that poll
There we
earlier
go.
that I did on my show, KP? 206 people voted. 54% outright think McDaniel should be fired immediately.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that.
the reactionary crowd.
52%, yeah.
Well, hold on a second
Damn,
now.
fired immediately.
Hold on a
They
second
said
now.
Tua was the coach. I voted for Tua should be the coach.
11% said that Tua should be the head coach.
I wanted to skew that poll. I voted for that color.
I know it's a joke, but the reason I add the
wanted to
third
skew it.
option all the time is because what it does, it gives you a clearer picture that, in fact, 65% of the voters wanted McDaniel fired immediately.
Yeah.
While 11% of them wanted that to be in favor of Tua,
Right.
they still wanted him fired. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, that's the
same
trick to do with polling. You know what I mean? That's how you get real results.
That same 65% were probably the ones who thought Brian Flores was an actual demon from Hades.
Well, that's why
hell.
I did the third option, because we can
Yeah.
be sure that 11% of them are the people you're talking about that just want McDaniel gone now because it's making Tua look bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's how I snuffed out that 11%. You know what I mean? Like, Tua should be head coach. I knew.
Well, hooked up Joe. I think
some
that
people were going to choose that one, but 11%, man, wow.
No, he's saying that 65% want a 1-win season and total reset. That may be true. That's probably what they want.
Right.
Yeah, right. It's. I mean,
and pray.
And listen, if anybody out there thinks that I'm happy to have been, I guess, proven correct about my doubts on McDaniel and Tua, you're 100% wrong to use some analytics. I am as depressed as any of you with the way this thing has gone down.
We have to wait longer. We got another 360 days to wait.
You know why I think it's been easier for people? Because we've been depressed since last Thursday. It's not like it's any different.
Exactly.
We never got out of that state. We already
hey,
you know what I mean?
We already was in it, right?
That's right. You could ask Batman to verify over the summer when I said, you know what, I'm ready to give up on this Dolphins team because it's like I'm shouting in the wind. Nobody wants to hear the critique. You know what I'm saying? In the summertime, we were the best damn team on paper. Tua was the next thing to Joe Montana. Tyreek might get 2,000 yards this year. All those things were being fluttered about in the most, irresponsible circle jerk way by the regular suspects. So, trying to have objective talk sometimes is tough.
See, Shake is precisely the type of fan I'm talking about, KP, and that 11%. Look at him, color. I voted for Tua for coach, FYI. See what I mean? You got these Alabama sycophants like Shake out there that betray his Florida Gators team, to vote for Tua to be head coach. I can't help people like that, bro.
Yeah. Well, dark days, sad times in Dolphin land. And I'm saying that all the way from a gloomy, wet Washington, D.C. right now. So it's even darker in Dolphin land right now. So.
Wow, you're gonna meet up with Crypto for brunch or something?
Yeah, well, I will. Yeah. I'll be more than happy to do that. We plan to do that soon.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just getting back in the country though. I was actually traveling the last week, but I'm back now. So.
Yeah. Good to be in the land of the living. That's what my old godparents used to say. Good to be in the land of the living.
Always. But anyway, gentlemen, I only came in for a short time.
Appreciate it.
Please carry on with the excellent diagnosis. Hopefully, somebody smart will listen in the Dolphins organization and actually fix some things around here. So, all right, guys. Peace.
Sure. We appreciate it, KP.
No doubt.
Appreciate it. Raphael, appreciate it. Alex Ruiz. We're on the brink of disaster. The brink. How close to the brink are we? Are we like right on the edge, or we're close to it? We're 50 yards away. How close, Alex, are we to that brink, man? Hey, Raphael, quick note on the pick'ems. Me and Shake is pretty close to your score the previous week. So all we need is probably one more win, and we would have edged you out on your totals from the previous week, from week 2. This was a disastrous week on the pick'ems. So hopefully the I guess the Bills and the Bengals, I think I picked. Oh no, I may have picked the Commanders for an upset. I got to go back and look. Close to the edge. Okay, got you. Close to the edge. Well, Color, man. It's been a wild week, man. We got the Titans on tap now. Given, because you did say in your early preseason picks that this was an unlikely win, given even regardless of who's on the center. I'll do you one better. I'll do you better. I forecasted us losing to the Titans, regardless of who was our quarterback, based on matchups. So it was. I was expecting our first loss to come next Monday night, given the road trip back from Seattle and us being able not to be able to overcome their defensive backs in the way they did us last year. So I just went a week beyond that, so could be some troubled waters ahead of us, man. Mayonnaise Man is coming to town. After that, we got Jacoby Brisket, and then we got the bye week, and then we got to go down there and face AR-15 and those Colts and Jonathan Taylor and company. So before that fan weekend of the Cardinals, the rematch between Tua perhaps and your boy Kyler Murray is coming into the building and show us what he got. He may dazzle us with some moves.
Right. Oh, happy joy, Well, at least he's coming here where the humidity might keep his ball down a little bit, and gas him a little bit quicker. I don't know. Our defense should be able to keep up with him. We're kind of fast twitch, but I don't know. I see us getting at this point, bro. If I base any prediction or expectation based on the last 2 games from here on out, crypto, then I have to see us getting rolled by Arizona and Kyler doing things all over us.
Remember that the last time he played against us prior to last week was his first perfect rating game. I didn't know he had a perfect rating in that game, but in that shootout we had 3 years ago.
Yeah, I didn't find out till you mentioned it to me like yesterday.
Yeah, I'm like, wow, that was his last actual perfect rating game. It's so fitting that it happened to be the Dolphins that he had a perfect rating game against. I'm like, oh man, we couldn't have more bad news than that. It's crazy. It's crazy how things go around and come around.
All right, so I've canceled this order, right? And now I'm gonna reorder it, and I bet you I have this phone in my possession tomorrow before that ticket they created with customer support even gets looked at by anybody. I bet you.
Yeah, they will. They send out the new ones the minute you order.
No, I didn't do a return or anything like that, crypto. What I'm saying is I called up because the order got stuck in shipment or something, right? And the charge is already pending on my card. But the system on the website won't tell you anything but delayed. You expect an email. And I've been through this before where it just keeps doing that every day and resetting with the same information, right? So instead of waiting for that, I called them up and I said, okay, why can't you just ship out the order? Like it's already been charged. I've already ordered it. No, we want to submit a ticket to the specialist to find out where it got stuck at, and you'll get a notification within 24 to 48 hours that it's been shipped. And I'm like, I could cancel the order because it still is in pending status, so I can like physically cancel the order still.
Right.
Okay. And I could reorder it because I'm looking at the product page. They have it available for tomorrow. Right.
Right.
And I can reorder it and buy it and have it in hand before your ticket even gets looked at somebody to find out why my original one's still stuck in shipment. I've been through this before. I've tested this before. Like I literally just cancel the item and reorder it. And I have it there before I ever even get an answer on the ticket they created for finding out what happened to it. You know what I mean? It's hilarious.
Yeah, the
bro.
manual.
It's hilarious. It's like, why doesn't the website just say, why don't the website just say, hey, something screwed up. We've automatically canceled the order. You're going to need to reorder it. Why doesn't the website just say that? I would have never had to call support. You know, why doesn't
because you're talking to a live person versus an automated
if the order,
system.
right? And I'm thinking if the order was made and it's already pending charge on my card and you know it was stuck, why can't you just ship me one right now? Like, why can't you just put in a thing that says ship this phone to this address?
Well, Red Writing Bill's the problem. Red Writing Bill's the problem with that. We say that every year, and then we'll have at least one quarterback that will do that, though, make an impact on an NFL team, given the circumstances they get put in. If the pieces and chemistry is right, I think every year there's going to be at least one or two quarterbacks that has the potential to do something.
Yeah,
it gets smaller and smaller because everybody makes the decision on who's their franchise guy is, and if they play well enough, it'll be hard.
And Mr. Finisher is making a great point because Mr. Finisher, let me ask you this: when we needed to when our defense, made a boo boo, okay, gave up that one score, and it was a situation where, look, if we can just get a first down, we can close this game out, right? And we ended up going 3 and out. Okay, at that point of the Titans
those were the red flags.
Right. Well, first of all, at that point of that Titans game, this is how I'm gonna make Mr. Finisher's point. At that point of the Titans game, if you would have put in our offense from Thursday night or our offense from yesterday, does it now become clear why we couldn't pick up a first down to close out the game? Is it a lot easier to see now? And that's driving your point home right there. This has been going on for a long time.
Yeah, it's a trend.
And we just keep, even the games we win. This is what Nene kept trying to scream at the top of her lungs last year. Even in the games we win, Carolina, we beat them handily, but we were still down by 14.
We were. Well, I'll
because
say
our offense couldn't get nothing going.
Hang on. The trend is the trend over the last 7 to 9 games offensively is more of a feature and not a bug.
Right.
It's not a bug. It's a feature of our regression. So in that aspect, I would say the Penn State quarterback, I don't know nothing about Manning. I haven't watched hardly, if any, Penn State football this whole season. So I have to be schooled on or watch a handful of Penn State games and look at how that quarterback they got is doing. So I don't know nothing about it, the prospect of him. He could be good. He could be bad. That's why I don't give a blanket statement about quarterbacks any quarterback class anymore because some of them can surprise you, some of them could disappoint you. And it all depends on what GM and what system they get drafted into and the supporting cast around them that brings out the best in that particular player, because you just never know what can happen, given who gets drafted. But yeah, I don't know anything about that Penn State quarterback, at least at the moment. Daniel, thanks, man. Tim Boy looked more competent than Skyler. Actually, Skyler's total numbers was better. I don't know about looking better. Both of them pretty much performed on par. I don't know how many drives. Look how many drives that Tim Boy actually had. But offense didn't look. I don't see that as a moral victory, Daniel, when it comes to Tim Boyle versus Skyler, because they didn't put any points on the board when it came to that. Darren Smythe did drop a touchdown. Granted, he would have had to secure the ball.
Tough break, bro.
Right. So in that sense,
I know everybody wants me. Everybody wants me to stand on 2 feet and point out, well, it touched his hands. He should have caught it, and you all are right. I can't. What can I say? The guy should.
Well, yeah, that would have went towards helping Skyler's numbers, so they'd be like, well, Skyler didn't do anything on offense. That would have.
But if you want to compare his effort on that attempt to the rest of the teams all day, miss me that Durham Smythe is the last person we should be talking about right now on that drop.
No, I'm not. I'm
not saying you are. I'm just putting that out there, Crypto, because people already have. You know what I mean? And I just want to say, look, I'll be fair and say he should have caught it because it touched his hands. Because I've always said that. You know what I mean? But when you compare the effort on that attempt compared to the effort of everybody else all day,
right.
Put it last on the list, Crypto. You know what I mean?
Right, it goes down.
Yeah, we should talk about it, but put it last on the list because what a hell of an effort, And he almost had it,
Yeah, his elbows hit the ground, and that's what knocked it loose.
Yep.
But
that would have gone down as the greatest catch by a Dolphin tight end in our history, bro. If he got that,
it would have been close to the Charles Clay one. But yeah, What's up, Kenna? But yeah, Skyler's numbers would have been 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions had that reception been made on his touchdown to interception ratio. But it's still 0-0.
Yep.
Yeah. But that drive ended at the 2-yard line. And we all know what happened after that, as I said at the beginning of the the show. 11 plays and 98 yards later was the put away score, because we were in that game up until that drop on that play. So yeah, that wasn't garbage time. We were still in the game because a sack, fumble, or interception, pick six, or whatever. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They're at the 2-yard line. Didn't we get an interception with Geno Smith trying to throw the ball from trying to be wrestled down for a safety on his first interception? Last time I checked, that's how we got our first turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Him almost avoiding a safety and throwing an errant pass that bounced off his receiver's hand into the hands of Kohu. So why can't we get that again? Or come over to stop there, force a punt, and we get the ball near midfield and have an opportunity. So no, that wasn't garbage time. They had the ball at the 2-yard line. It took them 5 minutes to score. Did we not score a touchdown against Jacksonville in 30 seconds? So no, miss me with that. That was a garbage time score. Stop it. As fast as our offense score points.
And the only light at the end of the tunnel, Chase, one for this season is to immediately get a veteran quarterback. And that answers Manolo's question, too. Manolo says, scenario, color and crypto, you've been named co-GMs effective immediately. What are your plans? My plans are to go out and get a quarterback right now to try to save this season. And if not, I mean, fire the head coach. Hope the owner saves me.
Well, mine could be close to that, but I'm in the break glass, a case of emergency. I'm breaking the glass. It's Cam Ward time.
I know that's what everybody. Now,
$300,000 per game.
You know that there's some people who we both consider friends that are really hammering Skylar hard. And look, I want to say that these particular people, they have a different agenda, and that their agenda I understand, and they know that that agenda tugs at my heartstrings. That's why I won't go after them, and that is the Cam Ward agenda, and I can totally understand it. If I find myself in an empty stadium the rest of the year and we're tanking and we get Cam Ward, okay, I might accept that. I can handle that. That's something that's like, all right, let's roll. Let's put the past behind us
at all.
Let's put the past behind us and let's roll with our hurricane. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
But he's got a strong arm though, Chase.
He could he can make every NFL throw, not college throw, NFL.
He could actually be a pocket passer. Like he's got a really strong arm. And
he can make every throw. And as far as his legs and his small hands or being able to hold on the fall, he has to be more mindful of that part. But I think he can shore that up with coaching.
And he's really already got great awareness. The guy can just float around the pocket like it's nothing. I mean, I get it.
He can make every NFL throw. He can make all the throws.
And I get that it's college level defensive lines. I get that too. But you know, we're still judging.
Well, yeah, you only play what's put in front of you,
right? But again,
he doesn't make the schedule.
We still have to judge it for what it is, college football. But we do have to get the returns
in the game that you can do.
Of course, but we do have to get the returns on when we start playing them tough teams later. You know, like when it comes down to playoff time and all that. You know,
he'll have really the opportunity to do it.
You know, am I excited? Am I like, yeah, I would. Early returns tell me the guy. Early returns tell me that he's got the goods. That's what I'm saying. You know,
right? That means he's kinetic energy right now. He just haven't been transferred.
I can understand why my fellow Hurricane fans are all over him. You know what I mean? I get it.
Well, yeah. Like I said, he's all kinetic energy yet. He's just not.
I just don't think. I don't think Chris Greer would ever draft him. To be honest with you,
they both drafted Kirk and in the same draft, RG3 and Kirk. Kirk was in the 3rd or 4th round, and RG3 was the 2nd pick.
I mean, so they had a backup plan. You know how excited I was. You know how excited I was when we drafted Jalen Phillips because he was a Hurricane. I was like, we never do it. Ever. I don't know why. I mean, I have my ideas, but, it's like we just don't ever do that.
No.
Again, we had a chance to get Tyreek Stevenson, who's balling out for the Bears right now. And we took Cam Smith. Tyreek was the best on board at the time. Like, what were we thinking? See, I heard somebody say it in a space today about keeping things more simple. It's like, just take it for what it is. He's the best on board cornerback. You need a cornerback. He's a Hurricane. He's got the good measurables. Draft him. Don't be playing Cam Smith nonsense.
Because remember now, we have 5 seasons. This is, if we're doing the strip rebuild and tear down, then we have to do it right. We have to go all out. The price tag, I put it out there for every loss is $300,000 per loss. So take that for what it's worth. That's the going rate.
Roberto says Roberto says he got the ugliest throwing motion I've ever seen. Are you sure, Roberto? Roberto, we're Dan Marino fans here, bro.
Right. It must be talking about Arch Manning. I don't know about Ward.
I got you.
I don't know about Ward having a good story motion. But yeah.
I'm just thinking whoever it is that's got a bad throw motion. That's what we need around here, man. that's Dolphin style right there. God, they would never remember Crypto. They would not shut up about Dan Marino's throwing mechanics, man. They wouldn't shut up about it.
He has the best delivery of the football. I don't know why they would, because he had the fastest release in football.
Because he had no wasted motion. Because he didn't use his hips, and he didn't do certain things with his hand.
Right, he didn't have any wasted motion at all. He doesn't throw with wasted motion. That's what made him have a fast release.
Isn't really proper. You know what I mean?
No, I never bought into that. I just looked at
me neither. Me neither.
No wasted motion.
Me neither. The ball shot out of his body like a Abrams. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as long as you have velocity and touch, and you can overcome any of the mechanical part of it. You can get it ball, you get good velocity. That's all you need to make a proper NFL throw. But as far as accuracy, it's up to you to get it there in the right spot. But yeah, Dart and Nussmeier over Ward. Well,
CCRR.
It's going to be a good selection.
Weird names out there.
Well, yeah, though that's what I say. I haven't seen them, but hell, not until I see them, see those guys play. I can't comment.
I want some news.
If he does good, he plays the position well. If he can overcome, being able to read a defense properly, survey the field.
Sounds like some kind of brand of schnapps.
Great decision maker. Then yeah.
What do you think,
Crypto? Bring him in for a workout.
What do you think, Crypto? Sounds like some kind of brand of schnapps. Nussmeier.
Mm-hmm.
A round of Nussmeier for everybody.
Just simply not good enough. So sounds like Chase is out on Greer.
Yep.
Sounds like CCR is
I think most of the fan base is either out on Greer or McDaniel, or a combination of both.
Yeah. So sounds like G.
Dolfanatico's asking who's coming.
I'm going through all the comments. Yeah, I'm just going through all the comments about. Looks like G and CCRR is a Tua near. They say stick with Tua, and let's hope he make a recovery. So,
Dolfanaticos
is holding on.
Dolfanaticos is asking who's coming for workout. So he's either asking who we bringing in at quarterback, or maybe he might be asking for challengers over at the local gym. Maybe he's ready to spar. I don't know. Which
Ricky said, "What's roll back to Russell Wilson calls?" Wilson.
Their other guys seem to be working out. They certainly can't have a. They certainly can't have a multi-million-dollar backup sitting on the bench, right?
Yeah, he's only getting $1 million.
We'll give him Tua.
Denver's paying him 40.
We'll give him Tua and Skyler.
Yeah, that'll make the deal work out.
Can you imagine how low the Tua-neers would get if Tua had to sit on the bench behind Justin Fields? Oh my God, that'd be hilarious.
Peanut just said the freaking Greer is still filling up that pot with carrots. Might get a point.
Yeah, pretty much. Hanging him on a stick, dangling him in front of us.
I think Wilson, now bringing up the topic of Wilson, because remember it was Wilson versus Fields. Looks like Fields is going to be the starter going forward in Pittsburgh until further notice, right?
Oh yeah.
So that means that Fields overcame all his offseason critics, left from Chicago, went to on Mike Tomlin's tutelage, and got them boys without a loss. So he's playing not mistake-free football, which is what a Mike Tomlin type quarterback tends to do, right? Just play mistake-free, and we'll take care of the rest on special teams and defense and running the football. So if you're not out there just making a whole bunch of mistakes, you're a Mike Tomlin type of a guy. If you're not out there making a whole bunch of mistakes, are you a Mike McDaniel type of a guy? Just a question. Can the coach overcompensate for you just not making mistakes or not losing the games like a Justin Fields? Mike Tomlin made it work, right? So how come this coach can't try to replicate that in a guy that's just simply not turning the ball over, balancing it out between run and pass, and playing strong in your face defense? We said this is a copycat league, right? Why not go out there and get a quarterback that can run that, that can run a system like what Mike Tomlin is running? Maybe we need to run a conventional offense, right? Who knows? Do we have to be the AFC version of the 49ers? Because last time I checked, a lot of people is catching up to the actual 49ers too. They just took a big L. So is even the 49ers making it work in the Eastern Conference? I mean, what at in the NFC? So do we really need to be a Shanahan offense or pattern ourselves after that model? Seems like the rest of the league is catching up to that too, even with the actual 49ers. So we might need to rethink this whole, we just trying to follow and be under the, mindset of this particular individual. Well, Mike Shanahan Sr. was the only one that was really successful at it, because it doesn't look like all his underlings has had any long-term success in it either. Just putting it out there. So yeah, there you go, Color. I don't know, man. Maybe we need to stop this Mike Shanahan approach. And Kyle, well, not Kyle, because we did it Mike Shanahan way, we probably already won a Super Bowl, because he's the only one that won something with that system.
Like I said, I'm a system hater. I can't stand it anymore.
Maybe we need to copy actual head coaches model who actually won Super Bowls in the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
like
that actually won them.
Like,
not just aspire to win them.
How about the one that
actually
team that won 6 of them? How about that one?
Yeah, the team that won 6. Or even a franchise that won 6, right? Right.
Well, ironically, that franchise runs the same one the other one does.
Oh yeah, they do. They won Perkins. Earhart Perkins.
EP,
They won. Yeah, they both run the same. The Perkins system. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So
that wrapping you up,
man. Yeah, that's pretty much, because it was almost 2 hours, so it's pretty good.
I know how
we had some late. We had some latecomers come in. Dolphin Echoes and S. Harris trickled in. So
I saw S. Harris this morning.
All the latecomers that came in, we definitely welcome you aboard. For joining us.
Dolphin Echoes says
on the episode of the Decoded weekend of football. So
Dolphin Echoes says trade for Penix Jr. Tua retire or wear a double bobblehead guardian cap.
Whoa. Now the double bobblehead guardian cap, I don't know if that's sufficient.
Wow.
For NFL attire, I don't know if that's legal. But Keno said he's been calling for Penix all along. So if we'd have drafted, okay, let's play this hypothetical scenario out. if he doesn't get picked and he falls to 22 and we were to pick him, Penix actually would have started yesterday's game. Now let's put that in context. With Penix, given his attributes, giving us enough offense to pull that game out yesterday, because he would have started yesterday had we drafted him at 22.
Well,
So
did the Broncos
replace
win
Penix
yesterday?
from Skyler. Would we have won with Penix at quarterback yesterday? Because he would have started yesterday if had we drafted him at 22. He would have been yesterday's starter. That's an interesting question. Now you think about it that way. He would have actually been the starter in yesterday's game had we drafted him at 22.
Well, didn't
given that he would have had to fall at 22 because he got drafted 9th overall.
did
So
they win
we didn't have a
yesterday?
shot. The Broncos won yesterday. They beat the they won. They got their first win. They upset who did they win? Because they beat a team that was
Oh no, that's Nix. That's Bo Nix. Penix is
Bo
in
Nix.
Atlanta.
Bo Nix was picked 12th. Yeah,
right. He's sitting behind Cousins.
Yeah, he's sitting behind Cousin. But the thing is, Kenna was thinking he wanted Penix all along, but Atlanta would have had to skip on him, and he had to fall to us. So that's why I used that Penix. That means Atlanta doesn't pick him, and then he falls to us at 22. Okay, yeah, they beat a 2-0 team. They beat Tampa. They gave Tampa their first loss. So Bo Nix as a rookie. So we got 2 rookies with 1 win. Well, actually, all 3 rookies that started got at least 1 win. We got Caleb Williams. We got Jalen Daniels, and Bo Nix just got their first win. So they already got 1 win on the board as rookies right now. So those
Drake May have one. Doesn't Drake May have one? No, Drake May just got put in.
No, he does. Right. Yeah, he got put in. He because what's his name started for New England. Brisket got the win for New England. So Drake May didn't get his opportunity, even though he was the 3rd overall pick. So we got three of the 6 rookies that was drafted in the first round. One of them got hurt. He's out for good. The Minnesota guy. And what's his name is out.
And so, one of them might have more wins than Tua on the season next week.
Oh, damn, I haven't thought about that part. God, you're right. You know what up, Party Will? Because of Penix win, one of them went, not Penix, but of Drake May, not Drake May, the one we just said, Bo Nix. I don't know who Denver plays, because somebody put it in the chat. Who does Denver play, and who does what's his name play next week? Can they get win number 2 on the season? Damn.
Week 4.
Week 4. Who does Denver play next week?
Denver is playing New York Jets.
Oh my God. If they beat that team. And who does the Commanders play? Actually, he can get his win tonight if he wins tonight.
Right. Yep. Commanders play Arizona.
Cincinnati, and they play Arizona. So
next week,
it's a winnable game. The Commanders can win tonight.
Commanders play Bagels tonight. They play Arizona next week.
Yeah. So there you go. It's only a winning stat, CB83, when it comes to certain players. When we want to put certain players ahead. And
Drake May's playing the struggling 49ers next week.
Yep. So Drake May gets his first win. There you go. CB is it's only a team stat. It's only a team stat when it comes to the Garoppolos of the world. You got to be fair across the board, man. You can't say it's a team stat for one and not a team stat for the other.
Nah, CB's been coping hardcore. CB has been coping, man.
Oh my God. But anyways,
he's ready to fire McDaniel too.
I don't think the statement in and of itself is a wrong statement, but we've been conditioned to believe it's a quarterback only stat. That's the problem when they use that number, and it gets selectively applied to certain individuals and not others. It's either 100% a team stat or 100% a quarterback stat. You know,
Right.
but by definition, winning and losing is a team stat, but they get assigned to quarterbacks because they're the field general. How come it doesn't get assigned to wide receivers, running backs, and linebackers?
I don't use
Why
it
does
for
it say?
quarterbacks.
Why don't we say Ray Lewis? Why don't we say Ray Lewis is 212 and 47?
Right.
It only get assigned for quarterbacks.
I only do that for myself when it's a large
I'm
enough.
curious now.
When it's a large enough sample size, because you could say, okay, that quarterback is used to winning this many over that many. You know what I mean?
Right. And to the team point, so is that great outside linebacker that's getting a bunch of sacks, pressures, and hurries that makes your defense elite.
Because then that wouldn't help out Brian Urlacher at all. You know what I mean?
Right.
Ray Lewis would be Dan Marino, and Brian Urlacher would be freaking Danny Jones. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Why cousin Rex Grossman wins when he took them to the Super Bowl? They say, well, Rex Ryan is 13-3. Not Rex Ryan, Rex Grossman. Why don't they say Rex Grossman is 13-3? But no, they say the Chicago Bears is 13-3, and Rex Grossman was in the Super Bowl. Or Brian Urlacher is 13-3.
Well, again, it also depends on the extreme, Crypto. If somebody's going to tell me Garoppolo is trash, then I'm going to tell you he's 45-20 on his career. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in that sense, that would be a good rebuttal to the trash narrative, right?
Is he responsible for every one of those wins? Probably not, but
right. But he was the pilot during those wins.
Trash,
and you can argue that,
bro. Trash ain't used to winning. That's all I know. You know what I mean?
You can argue that Ray Lewis was the pilot to the Ravens defense that led them to a Super Bowl. How come Ray Lewis is not credited with the wins?
Well, you can if you want to.
I'm just saying it's just a
if you're comparing historical linebackers, relatively speaking, then you can say, yeah, Ray Lewis is blah 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 and blah blah blah. If you're going to call Ray Lewis trash, you know what I mean? I would do it. You know, if somebody's going to tell me Ray Lewis is trash, I'm like, yeah, well, what was the records of the teams he was on? You know?
Right, exactly. What did they do? Did they pitch shutout in almost every game in the month of October on that Super Bowl run? Right. They pitched. No one scored an offensive touchdown for 5 straight weeks in the Super Bowl run that they had with Ray Lewis. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, likewise, nobody's giving credit to Blake Bortles for that Jacksonville season.
Right, given that he never turned over the ball during that whole stretch. Right?
Yeah, because he never threw it.
Yeah, well, he had a low amount of throws, but I don't think it was all on Fred Taylor. You know, Fred Taylor wasn't running the ball all the time. You know,
it wasn't Fred Taylor. It was
no, Fred Taylor.
Nobody running the rock, dude.
I'm thinking about Fred Taylor, the early 2000s.
Right.
I'm thinking the other Jacksonville back was what was his name? I forget who it was. The other Jacksonville back.
Oh, the other back. The other running back.
Yeah.
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Fred Taylor. Yeah, because Fred Taylor was early 2000s.
Right.
Yeah. What's up, Cat Polite?
Oh, God. Perfect time to shut the show down. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Cat.
No, we're about to shut it down anyways. But we're getting destroyed today. If we don't beat Tennessee next week, it's going to get worse. Well, buckle up. You have an early
I was half expecting.
Buckle up.
I was half expecting to see the news this morning, Crypto. If we go 1-3, I'm not sure Mike McDaniel survives the week.
Right. Oh, this week, not next.
Yeah, yeah. Like if we lose to Tennessee, I don't see him making it.
Right, because you think the campaign is strong enough that they've already gotten their outs on him as far
and we know Ross is willing to do it, you know?
Yeah. He can do it after signing an extension. That's not. I don't think the extension is
I'm talking about.
him.
I'm talking about early in the start of a season too that we were expected to be rolling in.
Yeah, weren't we expected in the Sperano year to be rolling?
No, the year he fired Philbin on the way back from London, we were supposed to compete that year.
Yeah, we were supposed to compete that year. Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm. He did.
Remember, that's why we had Dan Campbell.
Early season firings. I think so.
Yeah. That's why Dan Campbell was our interim coach, because he fired Philbin like within the first 5 weeks or something. Joe Philbin, CB80 who? I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah,
CB's asking the question while I'm saying it. What's that?
Yes, we have examples of that. Why would they say when was the last time Ross did it? He did it to
Joe Philbin.
Yeah, in the season. He did. We had interim coaches with Philbin and Sperano.
Right. But Philbin was the most recent. He was 1-4. We lost in London. The most recent. And that was it. They fired him on the plane back from London.
Yeah. That loss in London, what did it? It was ironically, it was a Jags loss.
Yes, it was.
Right. Well.
Yep. So it's recent history. Remember, this is why we even know who Dan Campbell is.
Right. Because of that. Well, you're right, Peanut. Ross may need that energy when it comes to Greer. But I think Greer, as the saying goes, know where the bodies are buried. So there you go.
Wow.
That's as the saying goes. Well, put it like this, Peanut. He'll get promoted. I'm offering the notion that Greer is not getting fired. He will be promoted.
Yep, you and I have always had that take. He falls upward. That's Chris Greer's MO. He falls upward.
Yeah. Greer's not going to get let go. He's going to get promoted.
He'll take Garfinkel's job or somebody.
Yeah, then we're gonna elevate somebody from outside to that position, general manager.
Yeah, they'll create a new
rookie scout.
They'll create a new position between president and owner for Garfinkel, and they'll give Greer Garfinkel's spot.
He'll promote an outside guy, some unknown scout from TSU or TCU or Baylor or somebody.
Or UF.
Yeah. If he was smart, he'll go down there to the University of Miami and start recruiting.
Dude, what if he hired Billy Napier as our next coach?
Oh, man.
Or is that his name, Billy or Bob?
I forget.
I don't know. So. He's a Gator. I don't pay attention enough. You imagine if they hired the Gators coach as our
Florida State. Oh, damn. Well, look who came in.
Uh-oh.
Benjamin. What's up, Benjamin? Man.
Oh, Benjamin, what's up, man? We're not firing anyone, damn it.
I'm saying we're going to run it back and make a big signing here and there to trick the fan base once again and do it all over again next year and not win in the postseason.
Yep.
That is so Dolphin-like. At least
Benjamin's speaking real right now. That's real ease, we call that around here.
That's real the Dolphins. Hey, Benjamin. Yeah, you spot on when you came to that, because listen, if the Dolphins, that would be so Dolphin-like to do. To not
he's been hanging with Lewis and all them guys speaking real ease all week.
Convince of the fan. Yeah, what's going on? Convincing the fan base, gaslighting them yet again.
Yep.
On how we can run it back.
Yep.
On how all is well.
I mean, can't you see how Tua elevates the team after this week? Can't you see how Tua elevates us?
Right.
It's like no shit.
It's like the siphon pump, right? You put the water level up high and it goes low on the other end just through a siphon tube. And you're trying to convince that the water level is not, really equal when you put it at a certain level. It's the siphon pump strategy.
Or
it's like
you got a half full tank, you pull the plug at the bottom, You let most of it drain out, and then you fill it up. And as you're filling it up, you're like, can't you see how it's elevating the level?
Right. It's crazy. It's the old David Copperfield sleight of hand trick, Lance Burton, all of them.
It's kind of like how when the politicians act like lowering, like cutting spending is a cost.
Mm-hmm. It will only be on the inverse if it's not bringing money into the overall.
I know what it was. It's when they say that increasing an appropriation is and not increasing it ends up being a cost. Like, because you didn't give us more revenue this year, we're seeing it as a loss.
No, that's
in other words, if our tax rate stays the same, if our tax rate stays the same, the government's like, we've got to figure out how to afford that.
Only if the people are scamming and not paying into it to begin with,
you know
even
what
though
I mean? They're like,
the same.
They're like
it's about
the same rate.
Inflows versus outflows. Yeah.
What I'm saying is the same rate they see as a cost next year, an added cost.
Yeah, but I think they have to base it off total inflows versus outflows to be whether it balances out or not. Versus,
well, it depends on if they're smart enough not to always project increases like the team league, the NFL teams do with the salary cap. You know, it's like if they project that the salary cap is going to go up 40 million and it only goes up 20 million, that's a $20 million loss to them. You know, because they already spent the whole 40 million.
Well, we spent 93 million in guaranteed on one position, another 40 in another position, then 25 in another. So we almost 400 million between 3 or 4 players. That's going to be accounted for next year's budget.
Wow.
that's the problem. 400 million is going to be between 3 people, less than 10% of the team. So there you go. Is accounting for more than half the team's budget is accounted for in less than 10% of the team.
And ultimately, you know what, and maybe we'll try to end with this, but I was listening to TD last night, and you know what, CB80 who? He said the same exact thing you're saying right there. CB saying, now don't cry, just tell them dudes to get right and see if they bounce back. And you're right, CB83, because anybody that's talking about blowing the team up and all that, we cannot do that. This is it. This is the team we built and chose for this run. They got to get better.
You can do what they call a soft reboot, meaning that you blow up certain positions and trim the fat.
That I know, but the fact of it is, we just re-upped a bunch of people, and this is it. They need to step up. We've paid the money. They need to provide the services.
No, we paid them on hopes of services. That's on the team now at that point.
That's what I'm saying.
The players can't do it, then you got to get rid of the players and start over.
Right, but timing is everything.
Yeah.
Look at CB83 is getting all touchy with his name now. He's like, I could easily go in. Hey man, you've been going in on me for years, bro. I think a little CB80 who is a little light, man, if you ask me.
Well, then go in, CB83.
But I'll respect your wishes. I'll respect your wishes. Don't worry. I ain't like all the other guys.
Elaborate on that, CB83. What do you mean? Go in?
You don't want me to go ahead. I could easily go in because he's going to call me a Skyler Neer and a Watson ear and a everything but two an ear and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm a Hurricane fan. I don't like Alabama. That's right.
Yes, Benjamin, they said he's been working with a concussion guru. That should be the trick to gaslight us into another
concussion guru again. Oh no.
That's the trick. That'll do it. The trick is to do it all over again. Rinse and repeat.
Unfortunately, you know what a concussion
That'll do
guru
it.
is gonna. You know what a concussion guru is gonna tell him, Crypto?
Mhm.
Not to go to ice skating shows with a bunch of bright, flashy lights.
Yeah, tuck and roll, and it's kind of like the firefighting drills. You used to have to go tuck and roll.
He'll probably say
and roll.
avoid video games for a while. You know, stuff
Yeah,
like
that might be one of the. Yep, those gurus. Because remember, they all over the country. So
Oh yeah,
they told them to go fly to Washington to see one.
well, some of
Go
them
to
you got to be
Tennessee,
careful.
someone.
Some of them you end up in French Guyana drinking some Kool-Aid or something. You know what I mean?
Well, that's more like the fan base that he's gathered from Alabama all the way through the hinterlands. That's the behavior of that particular group.
Yes, you are correct.
Well,
It's like 900 2-ears in Guyana. No. Anyway,
man. Yeah, Shake, man.
Shake, get up here and shut Crypto
having a
down.
moment,
He won't stop talking, man.
You gotta what you call it, Shake. We need a couple of drinks, man, from the bar, man.
Shake's just like you just
was
got to know how to
training
run
Ninja Turtles,
Crypto,
damn.
man. Just push the button.
Well, B McD, I want to say this that is quite the statement. We got Tua is training with the Ninja Turtles.
Oh
He's
shit!
going to be MVP when he comes back.
Well,
the Ninja Turtles.
You know they have shells on their back, not their head.
B McD, turtles in a half shell, and wow, is it Michelangelo, Raphael, Leonardo, or Donatello? Which one? Leonardo, man, he had the sword, man. Raphael had the scythes, and what you call it had the nunchucks.
Who's the dumb one?
Donatello. So they all had their specialty, but if he's training with all of them, man.
Well, every group has a dumb one. I just figured they had a dumb one because every group has a dumb one.
Remember, B McD, Master Splinter in this scenario, would Mike McDaniel be considered Master Splinter? Are you calling Mike McDaniel a rat?
No.
In this scenario?
No, he's Inspector Gadget, bro, at best.
No, I'm going with the Ninja Turtles theme. So apparently Mike McDaniel will be Master Splinter if he's got the Ninja Turtles. I don't know. I'm just wondering. Well, damn, B McD. He said they kind of look the same. See, there you go. Been confirmed. Mike McDaniels is Master Splinter. Damn. Wow. Well, yeah, on that note, damn. I appreciate all you guys coming by. Hey, Benjamin. Shout out coming by. S. Harris came in late again. You know, CBA 41 and a half has graced us with his presence. So, yeah. You know, shout out to everybody. We get to do this once again before Monday night's game. You know, who knows who's going to be on the center. I can't tell you. Most likely Boyles is the guy. Make sure you go get your Boyle flags and your bumper stickers and all your buttons, the Boyle buttons, the campaign stickers, and the
your butt boils,
your flags,
Boyle buttons.
It's on to Tennessee with Boyle Mania. So
there's a boil water alert in place in Florida, ladies and gentlemen.
That's our next task. Let's do it with Boyle.
We got hurricane warnings and boil water alerts all over Miami.
Yep, and that hurricane warning comes in the name of Ward.
Ward,
it's a Category 5 coming to a
Hurricane Ward.
Hurricane Ward. Category 5 is on its way to South Beach. So that's just a alert from the National Weather Service. I'm gonna put that out there. Early alert from the National Weather Service. There's Category 5 hurricane coming to South Florida, and it's Hurricane Ward. Hurricane Ward is coming. It's on the way.